Hi students, hope you all are doing good. Let us start our day with a smile and a positive thought. Wishing you all a very good morning and pleasant day ahead. So students, we were on chapter 2, right? We were on chapter 2 learning all about forms of business organization. So we were learning different forms of a business organization, right? So we have already come across with sole proprietorship concern. We have already come across with joint Hindu family business. So all these are, different forms of business organization. Forms nothing but different types of a business organization. So previous class we have already, with the help of last few uh, sessions, business studies sessions, you have already learned, different types of a business organization which has been commonly carried on, right? So last class we were also learning the concepts related to partnership. So students, you already know like what are the some of the advantages of sole proprietorship concern and some of the disadvantages as well, right? You all can commonly see whenever there is advantage it has been followed by disadvantages. So it is like quite common. So whenever there is advantage it has been followed by some of the disadvantages as well, students. So make sure students, and I have heard that you all are getting quite confused with features, advantages and disadvantages, that is merits and demerits. Students, nothing to get confused. Once you are understanding the concept, say for example you are learning the concept of partnership now, if you know the meaning, if you know the concept, I'm sure you will not get confused with any of the concept, understanding. So unless you analyze, unless you understand, it will always takes you for confusion. So don't give a chance for confusion when you're understanding, when you're going through the video. I want you all to understand with more concentration. Once you're understanding with more concentration, it will never lead you for confusion, understanding. So I want you all to learn the concepts then and there very clearly. If you are getting confused with features, with merits or demerits, I'm sure commonly you will go confused with features and merits. So once you're understanding the concepts clearly, you will have no confusion, right? Definitely you know the difference between A and B. How can you get confused with B and A, right? So why you have no confusion between A and B? You know both are different. So similarly when you are learning the features and merits here, both are different, students. So I want you all to analyze and learn. Once you are able to analyze and learn, this confusion will end in first PU is itself. If you're not learning better here, this confusion will take you even continued for second PU. Okay, second years, again it's a board exam. No matter students, first year also you're taking up a board exam. Okay, we don't know how the question paper is being set. Everything comes for us from PU board. Got it, everyone? So I want you all to analyze the things and learn. You all are in a PU level, students. So it's a time for you all to analyze the things. You all have been grown up. You all are matured enough, right? So I want you all to understand the things, analyze, you know take your time to understand the concept, analyze and learn the things better. Okay, no confusion. Whenever there is two different concept, it is two different. A is different and B is totally different, right? So similarly whenever we are giving you the features are different from advantages. Clear to you? Yeah. Now students, it's time to take up our next concept. In the previous class we were learning the concepts related to partners, right students? So we have already understood the meaning of partnership. So according to the Partnership Act of 1932 defines partnership as the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profit or loss of the business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. So question, they may ask you define partnership, students. This is the answer which you all should be able to give. Got it, everyone? So this is a question asked for 2 marks. So you should be able to give the meaning of partnership. Got it, everyone? Yeah. So, previous class we have also learned some of the features of partnership. We have also learned some of the merits and demerits of partnership. Understanding everyone? Yeah. So, all these things we have already learned in the previous class. So, today is a new day we have in our hands. So, let us try to learn the new concept, students. Let us be very thankful for our parents and even for God for giving this day for us and opportunity to learn something new. Okay. Yes, students. Now let us try to look into the next concept. Students, the next concept which we will be learning today is types of partners. So students, today we will be learning 6 different types of a partners, that is active or working partner, sleeping or dormant partner, secret partner, nominal partner, partner by estoppel, partner by holding out. Okay, so these are the 6 different types of a partners which is commonly asked for 2 marker question. They may ask you who is the active partner, you should be able to tell, and they may ask you even for 4 marker question. So you have to write any 4 types of a partners and you should give the explanation along with. Okay, now let us look into the first one. So here, students, before we get into the meaning, a partnership firm can have a different these different types of a partners with different roles and liabilities. Okay, liabilities are nothing but a responsibilities of the partners, right? So an understanding of these different types of partners is important for us for a clear understanding of their rights and responsibilities as well. So let us try to understand each and every partner in detail. So the first one we have is active or working partner. So active partner is a partner, one who will, you know, contribute the capital, and he will take a active interest, active part in the day to day business of the firm. Business of the firm is nothing but, so in the business he will try to take up a active role. He will contribute the capital. What do you mean by capital? Nothing but money. So the partner will contribute the capital. You have already come across this word capital in accounts, right? No confusion, right, students? So here the active partner will try to contribute capital, nothing but the money, right? So here is a person, one who will contribute money, that is capital, to the business, and he will take a active role in the day to day business activity, and he will also share the profit or loss of the business along with his remaining partners in the business. Clear to all, students? Now coming on to point number 2, sleeping or a dormant partner. So here, sleeping or a dormant partner is a partner, one who will not take the active part in the business. So what do you mean by sleeping usually, students? Sleeping or dormant means a rest. Okay, the person, one who takes rest, right? So sleeping is nothing but taking a rest for us, right? So here the same word will try to give the meaning for us. Sleeping or a dormant partner is a partner, one who will not take a active part in the business. Okay, he will invest capital. Sleeping partner will invest the capital, he will invest money into the business, and he will also share the profit or loss, and he will also have unlimited liability, unlimited responsibility. But only this partner will not be active in the business. He will invest the money, he will share the profit or the loss, he will also have some of the responsibilities of the business, students, but he will not be taking active part in the business. Okay, so he's been called as a sleeping or a dormant partner, right, students? So point number 3 is a secret partner. Who is the secret partner? Student, secret partner, the name is itself is telling us secret partner is a partner, one who is into the business, and he is unknown to the general public. He is unknown to the general public, which means uh, like he is a partner and he will not be known to the public, he will not be known to the society. So we all are general public, right? Say for example, there is a partnership business, so we may not know there is another partner also, and he may be kept secret by the business, where we being a general public we might not know, right? So here the secret partner will try to contribute the capital, but he will take a part in the management. Okay, he will take a part in the management, he will also share the profit or loss, and has he will also have, unlimited responsibilities. Okay, whenever they are taking a loan of the business, here the secret partner should be able to repay back. He should. Okay, it is mandatory for him to repay back. Understanding, everyone? So he's been called as a secret partner. The word is itself is telling us, students, please understand clearly. Secret partner is a partner, one who is in the business firm, but general public may not know him as a secret partner. Got it? Now, nominal partner. Nominal partner is a partner, one who will allows the use of nominal partner. Please understand, students, nominal partner is a partner, one who will allow to use his name by the business, but he will not take an active part in the management, he will not share any of the profit or loss, but he is liable for the creditors to pay. So students, here you all know Rajnikant is a famous actor, right? So I'm just giving you an example to make you all understand this nominal partner concept. So Rajnikant, okay, I think I'm a business owner now. So here, because Rajnikant is a very good friend of mine, what I will do, I will take a name of Rajnikant for my business. I will use the name of Rajnikant. Okay, so why? Because if I'm using the name of Rajnikant, I can, get my work easily done, right? Because he's a famous actor. You all know that if I'm taking his name, I can carry on my business activity easily. So, do you think Rajnikant is investing money into my business? No. You think Rajnikant is sharing the profit or loss with my business? No. But because I'm using the name of Rajnikant, if I'm not able to repay back my bank loan, say for example, to my creditor, so he will become liable for the business in order to repay back my money. Understanding? Here I'm only using the name of Rajnikant, but he is not a active party, he is not at all my partner. But because I'm using the name of Rajnikant, he will become liable if I'm not able to repay back money. So what do the people do? People go and will catch hold of Rajnikant. Okay, so this is one of the best example I can give you all for the nominal partner. Okay, hope with this example you all are very clear with the nominal partner concept. Yeah, so the next type of a partner we have is partner by estoppel. So students, say for example, there are partners A, B. Okay, so there are partners A, B, C. Let us think there are three partners, that is partner A, B, C. Okay, now there is another very good friend of A. Let us think there is a partner A and very good friend of A is D. Okay, say for example, if D is a person, by his behavior or word, he will try to give a impression to the third party, telling that he is one of the partner. Okay, say for example, okay students, let me give you an example before I could tell you the meaning. So ABC are the partners, right students? Yeah. So now say for example, one day this ABC partners have a fight among them. Okay, ABC partners have a fight among them, and here whenever they have a fight among them, there is a third person who is coming into the picture of this partnership in order to solve the problem. Okay, this third person is coming and he is giving a impression, he is giving a word, is making his He's making his behavior, and he's giving an impression in order to solve the problem among ABC. He's acting like one of the partner in front of the public. Okay, but he's not the actual partner at all. So he actually, when he's acting like one of the partner in order to solve the problem among ABC, D is a very good friend of A. In order to solve the among problem among ABC, D is creating a impression as if he is one of the partner. So in the eyes of public, even D becomes one of the partner, but he is actually not a partner in the business because he has not invested any money, he's not sharing any of the profit, and he's not taking any active role in the business. But in the eyes of public, D becomes partner by estoppel. That is, if a person who, by his behavior or words, giving an impression to the third party that he is a partner, he actually becomes a partner by estoppel. He's just acting like a person, one who is solving the problem among them. But for the public, he may be considered as partner by estoppel. That is, he may consider himself, public may consider him as a one of the partner of the firm, because he's not at all a partner, because his behavior is showing that he may be one of the partner. So such a partner are being held liable for debts of the firm, but he is not entitled to share the profit or participate in the management. Okay, he's not at all a partner students, but he's entitled to get a profit, or he will not be able to participate in the management. He will not get a profit, or he will not share the profit or loss, because he hasn't invested any money, right? So this type of a partner is being called as a partner by estoppel. Okay students, now let us try to understand partner by holding out. Okay students, so here a partner by holding out is a person, though he is not a partner in the firm. Here, this person will try to represent himself as a partner to the public. Okay, so though he is not a partner, he does not bring any capital, and he does not participate in the management. He will not take up any decision regarding the management. He will not share the profit or the loss, but he becomes liable to the public who have granted credit to the firm, assuming he is true partner. Okay, so here the person behavior, not the behavior, very knowingly the person is representing himself as a partner. Okay, think there is a very good friend of B. Very good friend of B is E. Let us think. A good friend of B is E. So here, because there is some problem in the business, E will represent as a partner in the business because E wanted to help B, right? So for the public here, B is not able to solve the problem. Now E is giving a entry, right? So he will become a partner by holding out. Understanding everyone? So E will become a partner by holding out, and E will become responsible to repay back money to the public. Okay, E will become responsible for the public in order to repay back the money, and he will become responsible. Okay, so this type of a partner is being called as partner by holding out. Understanding everyone? So here he is being called as partner by holding out. So actually he is not a partner because he has not invested any money. He will not share any profit or the loss, and he will not participate in the management. So he will not even share the profit. But now he has become responsible to pay back the public money, right? Because he has represented himself as a partner, one of the true partner. So now public is not asking a money back from B, but they're asking a money back from E, right? So these are the 6 different types of a partner students, which you all have to know. Okay, that is a active partner or a working partner, sleeping or a dormant partner, secret partner, nominal partner, partner by estoppel, and partner by holding out. So these are the different types of a partner. Clear? Yeah. Now let us try to understand the differences between these partner, students. So active partner will contribute the capital, and active partner will take the active participation in the management. That is, active partner will take up a decision, active partner will share the profit or the loss, active partner will have unlimited liability. Okay, sleeping partner also takes, contributes capital, but sleeping partner, I told you all, he is also called as dormant partner. He will not take up a active part in the management, but he will share the profit or the loss, and he will have a unlimited liability. Secret partner is a partner, one who will contribute the capital, he will participate in the management. Only the thing is, public will not know this partner, right? So he will share the profit or the loss, and secret partner will have a unlimited liability. Is it clear, students? So now nominal partner is a partner who is not contributing towards the capital. He will not take a participation in the management. He will generally not share any kind of a profit or a loss, but he is liable, he is responsible for the public now, right? Because he represented himself as a partner. And talking about partner, nominal partner, partner by estoppel, partner by holding out, they are not contributing any capital, they will not participate in the management, they will not share any kind of the profit or loss. But students, please understand, they are liable, they will be having unlimited liability, they are responsible for the public now, right? Yeah. So these are the greater difference between, mm, 6 different types of partners, right, students? Yeah. Now let us take look into the next concept, that is types of partnership. Students, there are 2 different types of partnership. So whatever we have learned, that is partners, please know the difference. These are the partners, and now we have 2 types of a partnership. Okay, so types of partnership are, on the basis of duration and on the basis of liability. Okay, students, on the basis of duration and on the basis of liability. So on the basis of duration, we have partnership at will. Duration is nothing but the time period, students. So duration, nothing but the time period. Okay, duration, say for example 1 year, 2 years. So this is called as duration. Okay, so what do you mean by this partnership at will? Partnership at will is a duration of a partnership is not fixed in the partnership agreement. It is called as partnership at will. So such a partnership can continue for a longer period of time. So if partnership wants the partnership to come to the closure, that is to end, they may come to the closure with a mutual agreement of our partners. Understanding, everyone? So if partners are not fine, if after the completion, say for example after the completion of the work, if they want to close the partnership, they can definitely close the partnership. Clear? The next point we have is particular partnership. So what do you mean by this particular partnership? So this is a partnership which is being formed in order to complete a particular purpose. Okay, particular purpose for a fixed period. For a fixed period, say for example, in order to complete the project of a construction. So commonly, students, we have come across, many of the apartment constructions are been commonly going around us in the city, right? So this is a type of partnership which is called as particular partnership. Just in order to complete the project, that is the construction of my building, I will do the agreement between the partners. So after the completion of this after the completion of this construction of apartment, I may close down the partnership. Okay, in order just to complete the construction, I will come to the partnership and I will do the agreement. So this type of a partnership is called as particular partnership. The name is itself is telling you all, please understand. Particularly, in order to complete this project, I have formed a partnership. So after a fixed period, I will, uh, after the completion of this project, I may end with this partnership, I may no more continue with this partnership. This type of a partnership is called as a particular partnership. Okay, now on the basis of liability, I have two types of partnership under liabilities, that is general partnership and a limited partnership. So general partnership is the liability of the partners is unlimited and joint. Okay, so general partnership, the name is itself is telling here. So the partner can enjoy the right to participate in the management, in the decision making of the firm. So their act are binding on each other, so they will share the profit, they will share the loss and risk of the business. So the next one is limited partnership. The name is itself is telling students limited partnership. So here the liability of at least one partner will be unlimited, the other one will have a limited liability. So the one partner will have an unlimited liability and he will become responsible for most of the things in the business, but the others will have a limited liability. So such a type of a partnership does not get closed with the death, insolvency of a limited partner. So limited partner do not enjoy the right of the management. Okay, yeah. So the next concept which we have is a partnership deed. So students, commonly it is that among the partners they will do the agreement, right? So the written agreement made between the partners, it will have certain terms and conditions that will govern according to the Partnership Act of 1932, is called as partnership deed. Okay, so students, commonly among the partners, among two different person, anytime there may be a confusion, there may be a misunderstanding, and this should not affect the business, right? In order to avoid the confusion among them, commonly the partners will go with the agreement. So the written agreement between the partners are being called as the partnership deed. Okay, this partnership deed will act like a protective device in order to safeguard the mutual trust and confidence of the partners, in order to have a better relationship among them. I'm talking in the terms of business. In order to have a good understanding, in order to avoid the misunderstandings, so partners will commonly come with a partnership deed, that is nothing but a written agreement between the partners. So this agreement will have the following contents. Students, they may ask you for 5 marks, what are the contents or what are the aspects of partnership deed. That is, point number 1, name of the partners, name of the firm, nature and location of the business, duration of the business, investment made by each partners, profit sharing ratio, duties and obligations of a partner, salaries and withdrawals of partners, interest on capital, interest on drawings, procedure for dissolution of the firm. So these are the content. When I'm doing the agreement between my partner, I will have to fill all this information in the agreement. Okay, yeah. Registration. So students, it's very important that you all have to know whether registration is compulsory or what. So students, most of the business organization may not be registered because partnership business is not compulsory to register. Okay, registration of the firm provides conclusion proof of the existence of the partnership firm. So according to Indian Partnership Act of 1932, partners may get the firm registered. Okay, registration of the firm in the state with the following situated. So submission of the application should be done. So the application will include the name and name of the firm, location of the firm, and name of the places where they carry on the business activity. So students, please keep in your mind, registration is not compulsory. If partners are interested, they can go with the registration. If not, no. You may ask me, so in order to, deposit the registration of the firm, you have to pay some required fees in order to register at the partnership firm. After the registration, they will try to give the certificate of registration. So this certificate of registration will act as a proof that the partnership firm has been registered. Okay, so you may ask me, ma'am, what if partnership firm is not registered? So what are the effect of non-registration? So an unregistered partner cannot file a case against the third party. If my business firm is not registered, students, if third party is creating some problem for me, I can't file a case against a third party if my business is not registered. Okay, so if my business is not registered, I cannot file a case against the third party. And even the firm cannot file a case against the partner. Say for example, my partner is cheating me. Okay, say for example, he is not sharing the profit with me, because even I have invested the money, I have all the rights for the profit, right students? So say for example, if my partner is creating all such problem, if my business is not registered, I can't even file the case against the partner of my business. Okay, these are some of the problems with the non registration of the partnership firm. Clear to all, dear students? Yeah. So students, it's time to tell you all thank you. Before that, today we have learned different types of partners. That is, we have learned 6 different types of partners. And today we have learned 2 different types of a partnership. We have learned the meaning of partnership deed, very important